Okay. We are going to be setting the comments. Ta-da! They are live. So, all right. I will sit here and wait for you all to come on. And once you do, if you're watching me on YouTube, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe and click the bell and then subscribe, click the bell, either way. The bell will notify you each time I upload a new video. If you're in my VIP group, welcome and thank you so much. I appreciate your support and all that you do for Shall We Stamp. All right, so we've got some fun cards we're going to do tonight, but we're going to wait a few minutes because I'm about 5 minutes early. So come on board and say hi. Let me know where you are. Let's talk about the weather. Well, I can say one thing. Today was, we got up this morning, and I know y'all out Midwest, it's cold. But we got up, it was 50 degrees this morning in Fort Myers, Florida. And our high, I think, was 69. Hey, Marcia, how are you? So how's it in Texas? Are you in the cold part or the hot part? I think everybody's having some cold weather, actually. That's the bad part. You know, we're all getting hit with bad weather. So anyways. Oh, I have to go. Oh, here it is. Ooh, I almost forgot my water. I'm almost out, actually. Anyways, so how's everything with you? I got some new cards we're going to be making this. Well, they are new every time, but some new stamp we're going to be working with this evening. So I'm excited about that. And we will see what is going to happen. Oh, now my nose starts. Every time I sign on, my nose went, oh, you had hot, ooh, 73. We were 69 today, so. Got up, it was 50 degrees, so that was cold. Every time I go live, my nose starts itching. I don't know what it is. It just starts itching. I think this next week, not this week, I think towards the end of the week, we might be in the low 70s, so that will be nice to get back to that again. I want to say it's probably this weekend because we always go out on the boat on Thursdays. We take like a 4-hour ride. And we canceled this Thursday because my husband said it was going to be too cold. So I'm like, okay. Cool Twin Falls, Idaho. Welcome, Kathy. What's the temperature there when you say cool? Is it like 50? Oh my gosh, don't you love it? And then poor California's being hit with tons of rain and oh my God, those poor people. I tell you, what are we coming to, you know? Sunny, cool. Hello from Iowa. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody coming on. We'll start in a couple of minutes. I'm just getting the weather update from everybody. So Twin Falls is sunny and cool. So I'm asking what cool means from Kathy. And in Florida, I think it was 69. I think 69 was our high today in Fort Myers. We woke up to 50-degree weather. And of course, I put on my big woolly, you know, fleecy coat, my scarf. I have my gloves on, my hat. And I know people probably think, oh my gosh, what is wrong with her? I even put the dog's coat on her this morning because I thought it was a little chilly out for her. So, and Miss Riley's going to the vet tomorrow. She's got to have some issues checked out with her. So we'll see how that goes. And then she's going to go to the beauty parlor and get beautified. So she needs to be beautified. I've given her a bath, but, oh, 46 and sunny, you think that's cool? That's cold. But that's good. I'm glad you're joining us this evening. Thank you. Yeah, you know, the weather system, who knows? You know, from day to day, we don't even, you know, you just never know what's going on. That's the sad part. Chilly, Florida, that's Karen. See, she's got the blue face because 60, you know, 69, 67, whatever, that's cold to us, you know. but it's okay. It's still better than 30s and 40s, right, Karen? Right. Oh, there goes Miss Riley. She's taking a walk. She's gonna go lay. She's gonna go lay down in the other room. So, all right, it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna get started in just a minute. We were just sitting here chatting about the weather. Everybody's got cold weather, warm weather, whatever. So, short sleeve weather. That short sleeve weather for you, oh my gosh, 46 degrees, Kathy. Ugh, I couldn't do it. I would not be wearing short sleeves, I can tell you that. I'd be having a sweatshirt, a coat, and long pants and socks and everything else on. But you know what? It's just like people that don't like the hot weather, I get it because, you know, granted it gets hot and humid, really hot and humid. But when you grow up in that and you don't, that's, you know, you just love it. And it's just like you guys, you're, you know, you're raised in the cold weather and that's just normal for you. It's not, you know, so you don't mind it. I know we have several of our maintenance guys here. Well, quite a few of them actually are from upstate New York, and they come every day in shorts, and they might have a jacket on, and I'm in my, you know, full winter coat and gloves and everything, and they're just shaking their heads at me going, I said, hey, you know, whatever. So anyways, my nose is itching, so someone's talking about me. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome. I appreciate you all being here. If you haven't already on Facebook, which most of you all, but unless you're somebody that out there that's new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a video. And don't forget, Friday is Technique Friday, and I'm going to do a new technique that I haven't done. I've been reading up on it today, and I had to stop because I had to watch a video from the retreat that I went to. Anyway, so that's going to be fun to do. So tomorrow, after I get back from taking Riley to the doctor or the vet, then I will come back to the studio and try to work on getting that card made. I think it's going to be fun. And anyway, so I'll keep y'all posted on that. I just wanted to go over a couple of things. We've got a great join. Let me first of all ask me, is the camera showing the well, when I get ready to flip the camera down, I want to make sure that at the table it's not looking wonky. I think I've got it straight, but once I flip it down, just somebody let me know and I'll ask you that again. But anyways, so I did want to bring up, in case there's some new folks out there, that we have a new joining offer this month through Stampin' Up. And I just want to give you a quick overview in case you don't know how I got involved with Stampin' Up. I never crafted, wasn't really a crafty person, though my mother sewed and did all that mess. I didn't do any of that. But when I was working in the mortgage world, one of the managers, I guess, I don't know if she was a processing manager or what she was, but anyways, she used to make these little gifts and gift boxes and give us cards on different holidays and stuff. And I always thought, where do you get those? And I asked her that because I used to shop at Hallmark all the time, and I never saw anything remotely like what she would bring us. And she told me it was Stampin' Up, and I didn't know what that was. She goes, well, come to my house and take a look at my craft room. So I go to her house. Oh my God, she had this big bedroom that was completely, you know, made into a craft room, had the big island, blah, blah, blah. So I was intrigued with it. So I started looking, making phone calls to find out. I lived in Virginia Beach at the time, so I found a lady in Norfolk that taught classes. So I called and came to her house to meet with her, and she was holding a class that afternoon. It was a bunch of older people and very nice and everything. So I thought, well, I'll join a night class because I was still working. So I ended up going to one of her classes, and now I don't know if they do it now, but back then we paid $25 for the class, or I'm sorry, yes, we paid $25 for the class, and so I'm taking the class, and I walk in, don't have a clue what I'm doing, and I sit down, and there's, you know, the kits and stuff in front of me, and the ladies were really nice. They all helped me because I'd never done it before, and they walked me through it. Well, I swear when I got done, I couldn't believe I made these cards. I was so damn excited that I went home, and those of you who have heard this story, I apologize, but I went home, I was like a kid in a candy store. I took those cards, and I was walking around, told my husband, I was like, look what I made, and he was like, you made that? I'm like, yes, can you believe it? So I started going to her monthly clubs, or monthly classes, And of course, I was paying $25 a month every time I went to a class for those classes. So after about 8 months of doing that, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to join because I'm going to get a discount because I really enjoyed what I was doing. And it was just making cards for myself and my customers because I'd send, welcome home cards and all that stuff if they bought their house and closed and all that. So, and so I went to the lady, the demonstrator at the time, and I said, I'm going to join. And she goes, I said, I don't want to pay the $25 anymore for classes. I'm going to join so I can get a discount. She said, okay. So I was like one of those easy bunnies. I just jumped right in. And no idea, I had no intentions of teaching classes. I did hold 2 classes, I think, at my house. One was a holiday class, and then I did what else? I did something else, and it was very easy cards. But anyways, everybody loved it. So then when we moved to the Villages, I thought, what a great way to meet people. And I was still working. I said, what a great way to meet people. So I went to one of our rec centers and got approved to teach card classes. And I did that twice a month. And I did that to meet people. That's how I got into teaching classes, is that I wanted to meet people because I was new in the area. And, as a female, it's much harder to meet people, right? I think it is, unless you have something in common. Well, I had all the snowbirds that came in and came down. And so then I had so many people coming. I taught classes twice a month at one of the rec centers. I ended up opening classes at a second rec center. So I had snowbirds coming in, and every other week I did a class, and I would have anywhere from 15 to 20 people. So I enjoyed it. I loved it so much. It was just unbelievable. And the best part is watching those people like me who say they're not creative to be able to make a card and see the excitability and stuff that they see that I went through. So anyways, if you haven't thought about it, you don't have to teach classes, but it's a great offer we have this month. You can either get this glass mat that you've seen everybody talking about, or I would probably go with the extra. You get $155 in product, so you get to choose an additional $30. So you get $155 in product for $99 plus sales tax, whatever that is in your area, and then Stampin' Up! Pays shipping. And then after that, you get a 20% discount. And if you sign up in February, that would run through, you have to make a minimum of $300 in a quarter. So by the end of June, from March, April, May, and June, you'd have to have sales of $300. Now, it could be your sales, your purchases. You could have friends that buy crafting supplies. They can order from you, and you meet that, then you continue with your 20% discount. If not, then you just go back to paying full price. No big deal. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's get started with stamping. As usual, I'm scratching my head. All right, I'm going to turn the camera down. Now tell me, that looks straight, so I think we're good. Okay, February is, we're really getting, we've got what, a week and a half or 2 weeks before the end of the month. We have an extra day. It's leap year. So anytime you spend $50 with me in my online store, you're going to get this tutorial bundle emailed to you, and there's 50 projects in this tutorial. There are some really neat projects. I'm going to put the little pictures up here. We've got some that are for Father's Day, some using the tool set that we have. Lots of birds, bicycles, flowers, the bees, and the cows. Everybody loves those cows. So anyways, I thank you, Karen. If you place an order with me through the end of the month, then you will get this tutorial of 50 projects. And then next month, which is March, it will start all over again with a whole different number of projects, and I won't know what they are until probably the first week or so. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so tonight we're going to be working with the Notes of Nature. And I believe this is it's a suite that has another stamp set and dies as well. But I just liked this. I thought it looked really neat for maybe doing some more vintage type looking stamping, which I kind of did one maybe a little bit, but not quite as vintage. So I think I'll probably use this a couple of more times. So this comes with 9 red rubber, the cling stamps. So I'll open that up for you. Well, I'm using most, but there is 9 stamps in here, just to let you know. And then it comes with 9 dies. So in this cute, now we're using 4 stamps, but really I used 8 because I already did a lot of the stuff for you. But we have 9 dies. We're going to use this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. and that one. And we used that one. Actually, I think we used them all. But anyway, so you'll see. So nine dies come with this particular set. I'm real excited about it. And then this is the beautiful paper. And this is the Nature Sweetness 12 by 12. And I'm just going to show you most of this paper. I've got it cut down by 6 by 12. We're using this piece here. Isn't that pretty? It's got like gold writing on it. And then that's the back side of it. And you've probably seen a lot of the paper. I'm just going to show you little bits and pieces of it. But this is some really nice paper. Here's some gold. It's really pretty. I think this would make some really nice like wedding or anniversary cards. Some really beautiful paper. And then here's some more gold flowers and things. Newspaper print. This and the gold flowers here. And then I think there's one piece. No, I think that's it. No, wait a minute. There is one piece I don't believe. Hang on a second. Did I cut that one out? Hold on. I think there's one more that's got a bunch of... Oh, this one. Did I not? Oh, I didn't do this one, did I? Oh, forgot. Here's another one. It's one of those ones that you can cut in half, and then you've got... So you'd have 6 of these that you could use. And you can color those in. And then this is the back side of that one. So I must have not cut that one. Oopsie. Okay, so anyways, that's the paper. That's the Nature Sweetness. And let me just move this, well, rather than hold everybody up, let me just put this over here off to the side. So we're going to make 2 cards tonight. I was going to make a third one just to show you something different, but it's been a busy day, so I did not do that. Sorry. To buy the bundles, I didn't because I didn't know, but I got lots of product. Oh, yes. Yes. If you join, thank you, Karen. Definitely you want to, if you haven't thinking about it, you definitely want to take advantage of the bundles because you get additional 10% off those bundles as well. So that, and check the clearance rack because anything on the clearance rack that's marked down, that's more savings. So you'll get more bang for your buck, okay? All right. So this is the first card that we're going to make. I hope that, is that straight looking in the camera to you guys? Because I've got the cameras at an angle only because it's, I don't know, something is wonky with it when I put it on the holder. So hopefully that looks okay. I guess I need to turn it this way. Nope, turn it this way. All right, so this is what we're doing. We're going to use some of that paper that had the gold writing. And we're doing Pebble Path cardstock and some Whisper White. Whisper White. Oh my gosh. Does that not tell you how long it's been? Sorry, Basic White. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to put this right here. And these are really pretty easy cards. Now, I went ahead and cut everything in advance. Because I know y'all know how to do the cutting. Unless you're new, we have a die cutting machine. But I think most of y'all know how to do that. So I'm not going to... why do I have that in here? Oh. Most of y'all know about that. So this is using... I'm using Granny Apple Green. And, of course, the Pebble Path cardstock. And some Basic White. And I went ahead and cut out, stamped and cut out these leaves. So I'll show you how we're going to put this together. And it really is an easy set. So I'm going to put all the pieces right there. I think these two are the same size. So that's good. I think so. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is score our cardstock. And you know me, I'm going to fold it because my trimmer's over there. And it's just easier to do it this way. So I'm going to fold it, line up my edges. And lay this down. I try to get them all nice and even. And it's kind of hard when it's dark. I hold that with my finger. And then I come around with my bone folder. And then just do a good crease. And this is the glass mat that if you decide you want to take advantage of that offer, this is a glass mat that you can use. You can take advantage of. This is a $60 value. So you could get that in your starter kit if you wanted to instead of the extra $30 in product. Okay. All right. So the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5, and scored at 4 1/4. And then we're going to take a piece of Basic White and we're just going to attach that plain Jane right on the front. And I did check to make sure that my glue was working. For some reason, well, I guess because it sits here and I don't use it until, from one week to the next. Now look, now it's not going to, there we go. But I did go through both of these to make sure that they were going to work, because I didn't want to sit here again trying to squeeze the daggone things out. All right, so this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to lay that on the front. All right, now I know that looks kind of boring. All right, now we're going to set that off to the side for just a minute. Now I used, I went ahead and colored these. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did, because you all know how to color, but I colored them. Anyways, all right, so this is a basic white piece. This is 3.5 by 4.5. And we're going to take this piece right here, and we're going to do some stamping on it. And I'm going to pull in, we're using a lot of the stamps actually. So let me bring in the stamps. We're going to use the, this one here, the Field of Notes, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Field of Notes. Then we're going to use this cross-section stamp right there. If you can see that. And then we're going to use our dots, because we got to add some, make it look like dirt or something. And then we're going to do a sentiment. So we got it all planned out. Okay, so we're going to take this little piece right here, and I'm going to flip it over because I wrote my measurements on it. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to stamp the top, this one, I'm going to lay it down here. This one right here in the top, kind of towards the top left corner. And let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. All right, and let me move this up. Okay. All right, so we're going to pull in our Pebble Path. I had to stop and think about it. I tell you what, it's crazy. All right, so Pebble Path, and I know the DSP is really pretty here, isn't it? All right, so we're going to get some ink on here, and this may not look like it's going to show up, because it's supposed to give it that kind of, I think, like a rustic kind of look. All right, so see how that kind of looks like it really didn't stamp, but it did. One of those. That's why I think maybe next week I'll make another card, or maybe I'll do it this week and just post it. Make one where we do some, what's it called, when we distress it. We'll do distress the card to give it really that antique look. I think that would be kind of neat to do. All right, so we've stamped that. And then I'm going to take this crisscross thing. I'm not even sure what you call it. It's a grid. So I'm going to take the grid, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that towards this side of my card. And I'm going to put it right, probably a little bit towards the bottom. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to come back with my dots. So this is going to be my dots. So this is just going to fill in some spots here, right? So I'm putting some there. Now this section here in the center will be somewhat covered up, but I want to just put some more dots in this area, because I don't want it to be blank looking. So I'm just going to kind of flip it around, and I'm going to add some to the center, which again, you probably won't see them, but just in case, I don't want it to look like we've got any pieces that we've left open. So I'm just going to stamp them all like that. And actually, I think I want to do, I think I want to put a little bit at the top here. Maybe I don't need that many, but I'm going to do it anyways. Okay? All right, so there's that. Now let me get my, hang on a second. Let me get my little chamois out that comes with the glass mat, and wipe up my ink on here, because I don't want that to get on the back of my card. So I'm going to lay that over to the side. All right, so that's how we're going to start with our card. And now, since I've already colored everything, we're going to start putting the card together, and then we'll stamp our sentiment in just a minute. Now, what I did was I stamped the leaf stamp, and I stamped these on white with basic, with Memento Black, and then I colored them in with the Granny Apple Green marker, and I took the black one. I took the dark one and just highlighted the center stem and then the little like veins to each of the leaves, and then colored them in with the light Granny Green Stampin' Blends, okay? So we've got 2 of those that we're going to put in here. And then this guy, I was thinking that I think this one's going to be too small. So I'm going to take this, and this is in Granny Apple Green as well, and I'm going to, because I'm going to cut this down. So I think what I'm going to do is I might bring this one down a little bit longer, because this one you can see I cut this one in half. So I think I'm going to bring this one down a little bit longer and maybe trim it. Probably should trim it this way. Let me think how I'm going to do this. Oh, you know what we'll do? I'll put this one up here because that's the top, because I want, and then I'll do one at the bottom. So let's just, let me get my snips here. I'm talking to myself. I'm going to double this up some. I think, let's see. I want him to come down a little bit more. So I think I'm going to put it about like that. This part we're not going to see because that's where our sentiment's going to go. But I think I'd like to have a little bit more. This one's not quite as much coming down. I think we want to have a little bit more of that. So right now I'm just going to place this. I may cut, once I decide, I'll probably trim this up a little bit. But I think that will look, I think that's going to look a lot nicer. Actually, I'm going to trim this little piece off. And then I can save that other piece. I might be able to use that for something else. So I think I'll glue those down about like that. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So these are going to get glued down. And then I took the this out of wild wheat cardstock, so it kind of gives it that gold effect. All right, so we're going, and I'm going to cut that apart too. So we're using one item for two different sections. So we're just going to cut it in half. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this leaf. And I'm going to place him right about there. Now these are just being glued down directly to the card. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. If I can figure out, hang on a minute. My fingers don't want to work today. All right, so here's our sentiment. We've got a stamp. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use this as a guide to figure out, first of all, I think it's going to go right about here, right? So I need to adjust this guy so he doesn't show. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably put him like that. I think that looks better to have a little bit more green coming down. And then once I do that, then I'm just going to put this guy like right about here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. Let's do the big one first, and I know it's got to go right about where that dot is. All right, so let me see. All right, so we're just going to put a little bit of glue, not a whole lot. Just make some little dabbies on it. All right, and we will, let me put that down. All right, so we'll place this one. I'm going to put him right about here. That way he can lay there. And then this one, this way it looks better. It doesn't look like the ends. I'm just going to put it so it looks like it's going both directions. And that should be covered up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. This is really an easy card. I don't know why I keep looking at the other place for my my glue. It really is easy card, and it's just, I think it's just really beautiful. All right, so I'm going to put that, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. So I'm going to place it right about there. All right, so we're going to glue him down. And now we're going to take and do the same thing with our other leaf that we cut out. And all of this is easy because I ran all these through the Big Shot. I used the big guy, and that way I was able to cut all three things at one time. So that made it really nice. All right, so I'm going to lay that there and hope that when we get ready, yep, I think that's going to work nicely. So we'll leave our sentiment like that. Now this little guy, I'm going to cut him. So see how it comes up? Let me get up closer. See how this piece is a separate branch down here? I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to take that piece right there, and I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to, let me stamp my sentiment because we've got to get that so I can get all this prepared. We're going to stamp that in the same Pebble Path. And then before I do anything else, actually, let me do this real quick. I need to add my paper to the back of my, let me get that in here, the back of my thing. All right, there we go. Might be a little crooked, but that's all right. All right, so that's in Pebble Path. You know, Pebble Path isn't a color I don't, you know, it's a dark color, but it really is a nice color. Okay, so before I glue anything else on here, let me go ahead. I've got these strips cut. They're 3 inches, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are 3 inches by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to glue these to the back of this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. And again, this is 3.5 by 4.5, in case you're wondering. And I do it like that because it's easier. I'm going to make sure I got my writing going the right direction. And I'm just going to lay this down on here. I want like part of it to be seen, not a whole lot, but I'm just eyeballing it. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. And somehow I've got red on my fingers. I'm not sure where that came from. All right, so we're going to push that down. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing. In case you're wondering, I have vellum here to keep the shine down from the camera. I just ordered a new light, so I'm hoping that will help with my lighting, and I can get rid of this. I have the light right here. It's one of the umbrella things, so it takes up my entire corner. So needless to say, it doesn't allow me to move stuff, but I can only go certain places. All right, so I'm going to put this one up here. Hang on, let me get my craft mat because this is, it won't, there we go. All right, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to try to center it, and I'm just going to put a little bit where it's hanging, just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we've got that. All right, now we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment, and I'm going to put 3. And before I take the backings off, we are going to play with where we want those wild wheat pieces to go, okay? So we don't need this green over here. All right, so this is going to go right about like that, okay? So I think this guy, I'm going to put some glue, and I'm going to put him where he's kind of up like that. I'm trying to pull that color out. I think that will look nice. I'm going to go ahead and hold this with my tweezers, and we'll put a little bit of dots on here. And then I'll do the same thing for the other piece that I cut off. And I'm just putting a couple of little dots on the leaves. You don't really need a lot, right? Because it's not going to take much. So I know I think I want it to go about like that. So I'm going to lay this down. And if I don't like it, I'll pull it back up. But yeah, I think that looks nice because that way we can see that, and I want it to be seen. All right. And then this one, so I'm going to turn him the opposite direction. So we're going to put this sentiment here. Then I want this guy, I think I want him to come around, and I might trim that thing off. I think I might want him to come that way. This one I did it going the same that way, but I think I want it this way. So I'm going to trim off part of that because we don't need all of that on here. So I'm going to cut that off. And let me put that, and then I'll put some glue on this one. All right, and I'm going to put him, I guess I should have done it. All right, I'm going to turn my card a little bit. All right, so if this is going to go here, I want him probably to go, I know I'm kind of doing this backwards, aren't I? Because I'm right-handed. All right, so I think I want him to go right about there. So let's put that there for a minute. And let's see what that looks like before I tap this down. Oh yeah, I think, let's move him down some. We want him to be seen, and he's not going to be seen. Hold on. Hold up. All right, hang on. There we go. See if that works. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. That will work. Actually, we can pull him. Whoops, he's going the wrong direction. Let's bring him down a little bit more. I got something almost twisted. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Just like that. Okay. So let's go ahead, before I put the sentiment on there, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then I'll put the sentiment on the top. That way I can flip this over. Let's add our adhesive and just come around. Okay. And we'll pop that right on here. Now it's going to kind of go towards the center. And that's a pretty card. I mean, and you could always emboss the back white piece so it doesn't look so plain Jane. You know, if you want to do that, right? So let me move this up here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put our, whoops, throwing my sentiment around. Now we can go ahead and add our sentiment. Let me move this over here, my trash can. I'll put it up top. And then we're going to add our piece to the inside. So we're going to go ahead and place this right about there. So that kind of covers the center. And I think that looks about even like that. All right. And then we're going to, hang on a second, I've got, oh, did I not pull those out? All right, then we're going to put our inside piece on. Hang on a minute, I just, all right, hold up. Oh, they're right in front of me. I swear to God, you guys. I pull stuff out so I'm organized and I have it sit in front of me and then I can't find it. All right. So this is going to be our piece that we're going to put on the inside, 4 by 5 1/4, basic white. And I cut another strip. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue, and we're going to just carry that paper onto the inside of the card. So I'm just going to put some glue down here, and then I'll just trim off what we don't need. And I want to make sure I've got my writing going the right direction. And we're just going to lay it right here. Do y'all decorate the insides of your cards like this, or do you just leave them plain Jane? I like decorating. I think it looks pretty. All right, so we're going to slide that down. Okie doke. All right, and then we're just going to come up, and plus with it hanging over, it makes it easier to cut it. So there's one little piece of scrap that we have, and we'll just put that away. And then we'll go ahead, and again, we'll add this to the inside, and I'm not going to stamp anything. Since we put a sentiment on the front, then this will be left empty so that you can write whatever you want to write on the inside. Now you could always stamp a leaf or something like that, but I think the paper kind of does its job. And we'll place that right there. All right, so there you go. What do you think about that? Isn't that cute? Yeah, there we go. Isn't that cute? I just think it's very easy and just, I really like it. I love the paper. That's a little crooked. I just realized I didn't get this piece up here, but that's all right. No one's going to notice the difference. But there you go. There's the first card. Isn't that cute? Oh, she was? Oh, I missed that. I'll have to go back and look for it. Was it on Demonstrator Planning Place? All right, so that's this card. All right, now the next ones, I've done some of the work. Again, cut all the pieces out for you. So I'm going to move these up to the front. Now, this is going to be the next card that we're going to do. And I really, I found this on Pinterest. And this one, I think, was from Jan in New Zealand. This one, honestly, I did not write down who it was. So this is the next card we're going to do. Isn't that pretty? So this one is Pretty Peacock, 5.5 by 8.5. And then we're going to do a piece of Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to show you what I did there. We're going to emboss it, and I inked up the paper. So I'll show you when I pull out the supplies. And then we've got a smaller piece of peacock down here. This is crumb cake, and we're going to do some sponging. And then I've cut out all of these little guys already for you. This one, I've colored it again with the Lost Lagoon, okay? Isn't that pretty? I just fell in love with the colors. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'll give you the measurements here in just a minute. I'll make sure I got all my pieces. All right, so on the embossing piece that I did, hang on a second, and I'll give you the measurements. All right, so 4.5 by 5.5, score 4 1/4. Now, this is the time-worn embossing folder. And what I did, see how you can see it's Lost Lagoon, right? What I did, because normally this would be the side that you'd want to, most likely want to push up because it's raised. But I took the embossing folder, and I took my ink pad. Now you could do a sponge, you could use your blending sponge if you wanted to color it. But I just took this, the ink pad, and I just inked it all over this back side. So you don't want the front that says Stampin' Up. You want to do the back. And then run it through the embossing machine, and this is what it will come out with, and that's on the, so it's a little bit flat, and then of course the raised stuff is up raised, if you can see that. But this is the color, and I just thought that was really cute, and this is with the Peacock ink. No, that's with the, yes, that was with the Peacock ink, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it, no, it's Lost Lagoon, I'm sorry. It is the Lost Lagoon on Lost Lagoon. And then I just ran it through the machine like that. So that's something that you can try. And then just throw this in the, not throw it, take it and put it in the sink and just rinse it off and let it air dry. It's really easy, and you can do that with any kind of folder that you want to work with, right? Okay, so that piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's Lost Lagoon, and then we inked it up with the Lost Lagoon ink, and that kind of gives it that, I don't know, weird looking, you know, I just like the look of it, okay? So that piece, we're going to go ahead and add our adhesive, and we'll go ahead and add that down. So the writing, if you look at, is raised, and that's the part that we're putting in down. So the part that was, and I'm putting a little extra glue, the part that is flat is the back side. So that's what we're going to show with our ink on it. And I'm going to lay that here on this pretty peacock piece of cardstock. And I'm going to pull it down just a hair or so. All right, so we've got just a little bit of a border. All right, now we're going to take another piece of peacock. And this is 3.5 by 5 inches. So 3.5 by 5. And then we're taking a piece of crumb cake. And this is 3.25 by 4 3/4. And I ran see this dotted thing right here? I ran that through. And it does a little stitching. So I tried to layer it to where the holes would line up and not get cut off. This one almost did. So I thought that was really cute. All right, so this is 3.25 by 4 3/4. All right. Now, what we're going to do with this one, we're going to do some stamping on this. So I'm going to set this off to the side for just a second. We're going to pull in our crumb cake. No, actually, I'm going to pull in my pecan pie first. So we're going to pull in our pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp. Hang on a minute. Let me pull them out because I'm going to need those again. Bear with me. We're going to take this one, and I need this one. All right, so we are going to stamp the cross-checked, whatever it is. All right, we're going to do this in pecan pie, and this is crumb cake. So I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one over here towards the left, and then I'm going to do one in the center towards the right, and bring that over just a tad. And then this one I'm going to do back and put this one over here towards the left again, and we'll do it just about like that. So we're just putting those on there. It doesn't matter how you do it. I staggered them just so you could see them a little bit on both sides. All right. I'm gonna close up this. Oh, actually, yeah, let's close that up. Let me think about this first. No, we're going to use this. Hold on. We might as well stamp it. All right, let me go ahead and stamp this. This is a piece of Very Vanilla, and this is 2 3/8 by 3 1/4. And we're going to stamp this in pecan pie, and that's using the this little stamp, again, the field notes with the number. So we're going to stamp that, and we're going to just stamp that to the left side. And it's going to stamp that down there. Don't you like this? Isn't it? I just love this stamp. It's really cute. Is that crooked? Let me see. Hold on a minute. I got to look it up. Hang on. I can't pull it up with my fingers. I think that's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to set this off to the side for just a second. I'll move that over there. I'm going to bring in my crumb cake in a small blend, and we're going to do some not distressing, but we're going to put some crumb cake around the edges to kind of make this look like it's a little bit of kind of an antique-y looking thing. Let me get a piece of scrap paper. Hang on one second. If I get my chair out of the way. Good thing my drawers are here. Every time I make mail, whoopsie, every time I mail, I tell you what, I'm full of film. I know my fingers match. Oh, this is my green, it's like a teal, and then the other is sparkling. It's a clear with green like sparkles in it. And so when I went to the retreat last weekend, they have this big color war. We have Team Pink, Team Teal, and then there's Team Purple. So I had to get my nails done to show that I am Team Teal. So, yeah, anyways, it was fun. Okay, so I'm going to take my crumb cake, and I'm just going to lightly get some of this off because that's kind of dark. And, all right, so I'm just going to go around. You can use a sponge dauber. I just figure since we have these, our blends, we might as well use them, right? So I just want to get some of that off so it doesn't come on here as dark and thick. But you can make it as thick as you want or as light as you want as far as your color. And this kind of gives it that aged look, right? And I'm just going to go around all 4 sides and do that. And these are the small blending sponges that you can get. They're in the catalog. Look at my online store. Just type in blending sponges and it will come up. And so we'll just kind of brush over a little bit the edges, maybe smooth them out some. But isn't that funny how just that little bit of dark kind of makes it look like it's aged and worn? Isn't that neat? All right, so we're gonna I'll just come in a little bit more. Okay, that's all we're gonna do with that. Close this up and get this out of our way. And now we're gonna make this card. So that's why I said these are really easy cards that we're making. So I'm gonna bring in my peacock, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add this on here, and I'll give you the measurements again. The peacock is 3.5 by 5, and then the crumb cake is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm just gonna line these up just like we normally do. I'm not gonna angle them, but I will angle them on the actual cardstock when we put it on there. Let me get back in the camera so y'all can see. But y'all know how to add glue. So I hope this new light thing I ordered works, because then I can move some of my stuff around to give me a little bit more room up here. That one's crooked, but that's okay. All right, and then we're gonna move this over. Let me get him, hang on. I put it down and I'm too busy talking, so I gotta move it over a little bit. Move it up some. And I don't wanna look at that because that's crooked. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is this is going to go like that on our, whoops, I should have cut that down a little bit. No, just it'll fit. You just turn it just slightly at an angle. There we go, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to add this on here, but it's going to be leaning that way. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down because we got to start building our card, and we need all the pieces to be in place. My nails do match, don't they? Should have been a nail model for the peacock. All right, so this one we're going to go ahead and place it down. And you can always trim this down a little bit smaller if you want. I mean, if you don't, you know, I'd like to angle it, but it's going to be a little tough to angle because we don't want it to go over the edge. I think that's fine right there. So, but I like the angled look. I just think that's kind of neat. So I'm going to pull this over just a tad. All right, there we go. I think I like that. All right, now this one, pardon me, we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and add those because we've got to put those on, and then we can figure out where we're going to put everything, right? So we're going to add, I'm going to do my 6 dimensionals. So that way it doesn't fall down. We'll put that one there, that one there. All right, so before I tear them apart, all right, I want this guy to get a little crooked, right? So now here's all our pieces that we have. I've got the leaf. Oh, I didn't color the leaf in. I got to do that. I did leave one for you all to show you my coloring techniques. Not that you don't know how to do it. And since that's already, all I'm going to do is outline. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to outline, and this is the light. So I'm just going to come in and just kind of do an outline on the line itself, just to give it a little bit. And just through the lines, and that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to color around. I'm going to do that for all of these, and it just kind of highlights these veins in the flower or the leaf. And you could do that with the dark if you wanted, but I think the kind of muted look, and it's going to blend in anyways, but I'm going to try to blend it so it's not quite as, we'll just do all that. It's going to come through anyways. This is all going to blend. So, and then I'm just going to come back and use, I would use my larger tip, but that one's gotten worn because I've used it so much. So we're going to just use the little one. And we'll just come in here, just try to stay within the lines. And we'll color that. Just kind of fill it in. It gives it some color, makes it look pretty. And you really don't have to do the lines. You could just do the middle one. It's going to all blend anyways, so that really didn't make sense to do that. So you could save yourself the step. Don't color in, because you're just going to color the whole thing in anyways. All right. And we'll get this piece done. Isn't that pretty? Okay. All right, so there we go. All right, now we can get back into this. All right, so we're going to take this guy, and I know he's going to go here, so I want to make sure, I think I better lay him down first before I put my this on, because I've got dimensionals on it. So I want him to lay probably about like that, and then these little guys are going to go, I did one of each color, So I want one to go here and then one to go next to it. These I probably can stick in. That's not a problem. This guy is a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and glue him down because I know he needs to go up in this corner. That's where I want him. All right. Oh, thank you. These are really, I love these colors. I'm glad they brought Peacock back. I hope it stays for a while. That was, and Lost Lagoon. They were really two of my favorite green colors. I really did like them. You know, you hate to see, and I was just thinking, I go, gosh, we're going to be losing colors, but then we're going to get new colors, and that's going to happen here in, what, 2 months? March, April. New catalog comes out sometime soon. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll glue these down in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and add this now because I've got these other pieces that I want to add. So I'm going to go ahead, put your thumbnails down inside the middle of your dimensional backs, and then they pop up and they're easy to take off. So they kind of just pop right up for you, and you just peel them off. Get that one and get that one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lay this, and then we'll finish building. So I'm going to put him at an angle, and I think I'll do it. I want a lot of that flower to show, so I don't want to cover up too much of it, but I guess we'll go, let's do it about like that. Okay? All right, and then this little guy, let me get my tweezers because you know how that's going to be. All right, so we're going to add some adhesive to the back of these, just a little bit of dots, just enough to hold it. Well, if I can get the glue to come out. Come on. There we go. Get some little dots on there. And then I'm going to pop him. Actually, I should have done it up here. I'm going to slide him down in here. And I'm going to have him poke out like that. And then we'll do the same thing with this little Lost Lagoon guy. I think I need to clean my tweezers. What do you think? I get in here every day. I put everything. I try to put everything away at night, so when I come in the next day, it's all nice and clean, right, and organized. I don't like my stuff being unorganized, but some days when you're tired and you don't feel like putting stuff away, it just sits there, and I don't like that because that drives me crazy. All right, and then this one we stamped on Very Vanilla, and we cut this out. I'm sorry, yeah, we stamped Lost Lagoon on Very Vanilla, and we just ran that through the die that cuts this particular flower out as well. And he's going to go right here on this empty space. So that's where we're going to put him, right about here. Okay, so it's coming together. And then I have this little guy I stamped in Peacock on stamped on Crumb Cake using the Peacock ink. So we're trying to pull everything in, but isn't this a really cute card? And it's so easy. And we're going to lay him right here. He's going to be right. Why do I always refer to things as males? I'm not sure why I do that, but I do. All right, and then this guy, see, there we go again. We are going to put some dots of glue on his little leaves, and we are going to place him down on the left side. Get some little glue right there. All right, let me get my tweezers. The dog's on the move again. And we are going to lay that right about there. All right, so that, whoopsie, stay right there, baby. Might need to put a little bit more glue on it. All right, and then this one, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to bring him down here and probably overlap him a little bit. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I will. I'll overlap. I'll put some little glue on there in just a second. All right. So let me put some glue on this one. And, whoopsie, we'll be done in just a second. So don't go anywhere. All right, so we're going to lay this guy down. I think I'm going to place him like here. Oops, I got some glue there, but that's all right. What are you doing, Miss Thing? Nope, she's coming over to lay on the rug. All right, so we're going to push that down. Let me put a little bit, because this is popped up, this little piece right here. I didn't put any glue on it either. We'll get him to, there we go. All right, so there's that. Isn't that a pretty card? All right, and then we have, did I do anything? No, I didn't do anything to the inside. And then, of course, we'll take our piece of white, basic white, and we'll put that on the inside for your sentiment. And we could always do some kind of decoration if we want on the inside. We could put a piece of peacock or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just glue this down now. That way this card is done and will be ready to be written on and sent out. All right, so let's lay that right there. And if y'all haven't given me your month and day of your birthday, you should message me with that, because I can add you to my birthday list and you could get a birthday card from me. What do you think about that? You don't have to tell me how old you are. You don't have to tell me the year. Just tell me the month and the day. All right, so there is our other card. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, wait a minute. You know what I forgot to do? Oh, all right, that's this card. This one's done. We got to bring this card back. I just realized I didn't put my little bling bling on it. So we're going to do, sorry, we're going to use the 2325 in color spots. Sorry about that. I knew I had them sitting right here and forgot to use them. I'm going to put the two, since we've kind of got the gold in there, I'm going to use the wild wheat color, which looks like it's gold. So I'm going to put one right there, just like I did on the other one. But, you know, at least I caught it, right? And then we'll put one down here. And that dresses that card up. Okay, now we're done. All right, so there is our cards for the evening. Aren't these cute? Do you not love these? I'll pull them down a little bit. Aren't they gorgeous? So they're so easy. And again, this is the Notes of Nature. And it's, I mean, it really is a nice set. And it's got the 9 dies that coordinate. All right, everybody. There you go. There's your Tuesday, pardon me, Tuesday evening card craftiness here. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Save the first card for my birthday in October. Okay, this one? This is the first one. Okay, I will. You like that one? All right, I'll save that one for Karen. I'm going to put your name in here. Do not give away. This is Karen's birthday card. All right, thank you, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. Come back Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to do a new technique, and it's going to be a good one. I'm going to practice with it tomorrow, and I'm going to have do a couple of different ones so you can get some ideas of how we can do it. So 12 o'clock Friday this week. It will be in our group and as well as YouTube. So, all right, everybody, have a great evening. The rest of your week, hopefully I'll see you on Friday at 12. And if not, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Good night now.